Executive Manager, allow me the privilege of presenting to you this new ID. All units, fall in. Briefing for the new ID is here. Prepare to be acquainted with... What? Greetings, Executive Manager. Sam apologizes for the abrupt change of plans. But Sam notes that the simplicity yet effectiveness of this unit was much to Sam's liking. Allow me to begin the presentation with a factual statement. She is an extremely powerful unit with a simple but rewarding kit. As a member of the Index, her existence revolves around three things: her prescripts, the grace of following them, and the consequences of straying from its path. The Index prescripts are used to gain stacks of grace. In each turn, a skill slot is designated by the prescripts for usage. Sam places an emphasis on the words each slot, meaning that should Faust carry more slots, you will have more skills designated by the prescript, which, Sam reminds you, does give you effective benefits with each use. Alongside designated skills, the prescripts will also guide your blade towards a target within the enemy ranks, changing with each turn. However, only one marked enemy may appear on the map at a given time. All of the prescripts revolve around the facilitation of these mechanics. These orders increase in difficulty, or complexity, the more grace should you possess. Should a turn pass where you do not comply, a penalty shall be incurred, which will compound with every turn you do not obey the prescripts. The 4 prescripts bestowed upon you shall be as follows. At 0 to 2 grace, the first prescript is merely to attack a targeted enemy with any skill and or attack any unit with the skill that the prescript designates. Note that it is possible to follow both of the prescript's order in the same skill by attacking the targeted unit with the designated skill. A maximum of 3 grace can be obtained during this phase, which moves her to her next tier of prescript. At 3 to 5 grace, you are ordered to strike any enemy with a skill that has been designated by the prescript. A maximum of 6 stacks can be stored, which moves her to the next phase. At 6 to 9 grace, you are commanded to attack a marked target with a skill 3 or any ego awakening skill. A maximum of 9 grace can be stored during this phase, at which point concludes her task, as the 4th prescript merely dictates to eliminate all enemy combatants. Your dedication to the Index will be rewarded by increasing your offensive capabilities, alongside altering the mechanics of some of your attacks to ensure that it will remain unbroken. Inversely, failure will lead to dire consequences. It is imperative that you follow your prescripts to your utmost abilities. While the Index can provide some degree of leniency, failure will still incur its wrath. Karmic consequences will begin at a seemingly insignificant degree, but will compound should you continue to stray from its path. You are given 20 turns of compounding failures before your consequences will reach its peak, and in this case, your body will fail you. You will grow weaker, more susceptible to damage, and even unable to defend yourself. Perhaps it is due to the guilt of your continued failings, or perhaps it is just a prescript assigned to those who do not follow their own prescripts. But do not worry about such an instance. Dedicate yourself to the Index, place your faith in following your prescripts, and you shall be cared for. As mentioned before, her skills are rudimentary but extremely effective. She benefits when targets are sinking and when she herself is properly poised. Furthermore, the few alterations of gameplay that her ID provides can be understood at a glance. Skills that have been designated by the prescript receive some degree of damage enhancements. Furthermore, her defensive skill and skill 3 receive varying degrees of enhancement, correlating to the amount of grace she has. Although Sam notes that her defensive skill will receive penalties depending on the amount of karmic consequences Faust possesses. As noted earlier, the prescript designation for her skill attacks is per slot, meaning that she benefits from possessing more skill slots. There is also the benefit of reaching 9 grace as soon as possible in order to block the generation of karmic consequences. While there are hard limits to the amount of grace generated per turn, it would still be beneficial to consider how one could complete all 3 prescripts in the most expedient manner. Prescript 1 revolves around a target and skill, and the passive that generates grace stipulates that, when executing her prescript, if the main target has the prescript's target, heal 8 SP and gain 3 grace of the prescript instead, meaning that it is achievable to move to the next prescript in a single turn by striking the designated target with a designated skill. Prescript 2 revolves around skill designation. Perform a similar task on the second round to move on to the 3rd prescript, which then involves Faust using Ego or skill 3. Use either a Superbia for a costless ego use, or should the game bless you, use a skill 3 on a designated target. This means that at a minimum it would take 3 turns for Faust to reach maximum grace, which would then leave her free from worry of karmic consequences and also reap the benefits of her ID being at its maximum potential. which evidently is still less time than she Faust takes to charge her bow. Sam notes that this is a proper way to do a ramp up, unlike Owl Gregor, who will inherently have a turn where he is at his weakest, or she Faust, who forgets that not every battle will last for 20 turns. Sam compliments the Index Faust as it does well at forcing you to interact with her mechanic and rewarding you should you display efficient commanding skills. To conclude, one does not even need a prescript to recommend this unit. She is very skilled at what she does and at the same time is engaging when commanding her due to the somewhat random nature of her prescripts. She covers all bases of an effective ID, as she has sinking for utility against sanity-based units, a potent producer of shields, clashable defense, poise for damage, and a very simple but effective battle strategy. That does not need extensive reading or understanding to extract the most benefits. Perhaps the prescript offered her to perform beyond expectations. Or perhaps Faust is just skilled at being an effective combatant.